You must have long-term goals to keep you from being frustrated from short-term failures. Stated Charles C. Noble. It's interesting the fact that he says to keep you away from frustration, but not to keep you away from failing. Because frustration, it's part of you, it's part of your emotions. You are in control of your emotions. But failures is something you're not in control of, because failing at times can be determined by external factors, and external factors are constantly changing. And when you set yourself for long-term goals, you're setting yourself to sometime failed. But he's like, do not get frustrated, because the frustration will lead you to give up. And the best example that I could give you of not giving up when you have long-term goal is Abraham Lincoln. He started in 1832, where he was defeated from state legislation. In 1833, he failed in business. In 1835, his wife died. In 1838, he was defeated as speaker. In 1848, he lost renomination. In 1849, he was rejected as leader officer. In 1854, he was defeated for the U.S. Senate. In 1856, he was defeated for the vice presidency. And again, in 1858, he went back to become U.S. Senate, and it did not work because he failed at it. But he did not give up, because eventually in 1860 he became the president of the United States of America. My name is Aleyrys Lantigua, and I'm here to encourage you guys, and for you guys to take in consideration of setting yourself to have long-term goals. Long-term goals will help you in the success and throughout your whole life. I myself decided to have long-term goals, and because of those long-term goals, I am still in school. I have decided to build networking, and I have even decided to cut off people from my life, because I noticed they're not helping me in my present. So if they're not helping me in my present, eventually they will not help me in my future. You're probably thinking, ladies, but why long-term goals and not short-term goals? But the funny thing is that short-term goals are only there to last for a while, and it's not as rewarding as long-term goals. Yes, long-term goals are harder and they take more time and more sweat, and it's too much, ladies. No. But the best thing of it is it's more rewarding, and the long-term goals are the goals that Purdue are the goals that not can be taken away easily because of the hard work you have put into it. Like when you get your bachelor's is a long-term goal. No one can take away your bachelor's away from you. When you work for your house, it's your house. No one can take that house away from you. When you get a car, when you even try to plan a trip, and you go and you achieve your trip, no one can take away the memories that you create in that trip. Long-term goals are more enduring and are more rewarding, and you feel more self-accomplished. And today, I will be talking to you about the advantages that long-term goals have. Long-term goals benefit you. Long-term goals create mental endurance, and long-term goals will help you be virtuous, because they say patience is a virtue. Start off with motivation. Long-term goals create motivation in you. You have the strong desire to achieve your goal. And motivation is something that people lack. If you see motivation, there's a lot of people surrounding us that lack motivation. And when they lack motivation, you see that they're not eager to do anything with their life. But when you visualize yourself and you say, I want to achieve such thing, whatever you're working on it creates this, your self-esteem goes up and you're motivated, and even you feel different. Bob Borson said in his article Motivation Why It's Important, that he published in April 14, 2014, he said, motivation is the thing that drives you to achieve success. So you are creating motivation while you're working towards your long-term goal, but this motivation is leading to success. And who does not want to be successful in this life? To go on with mentally being strong. Wow. Mentally being strong. You're either They either makes you or either breaks you. And we are here to be built up. We are here to be empowered. We are here to be powerful. We're set in this world to be powerful, guys. And when it tells you that you're mentally strong, when I'm telling you that long-term goals help for you mentally strong, it's something that we need, because we're always going to be afflicted by many things that are surrounding us. But when you decide to be mentally strong, very few little things would ever bring you down. And when you have this strong desire, this long-term goal, you're creating and you're building yourself to be mentally strong. James Clear, in his article Behavioral Psychology, he said that research are starting to reveal that your mental toughness, or grit as they call it, plays a more important role than anything else for achieving your goal. It could be either in health, in business, or in life. The good news is, because you can't do much about the genes you were born with, but you are able to do something with your mental toughness. And the best things that mental toughness can be developed. And he also stated, I read his article, he also said that the U.S. military, it's one of the most powerful militaries, and they base themselves on not creating physical strength, but they create mental strength. So think about that. Think how important it is to create yourself to be mentally strong in this society. Also, when you decide to give it a try, to go for long-term goals, you could call yourself virtuous, because you are being patient. It takes time to create long-term goals, but while you're waiting, you're being virtuous, because there's a proverb that says patience is a virtue. It takes time to get anything that matters. It takes time to achieve anything that's worth it. It takes time to get the right guy. It takes time to get the smart girl. It takes time to get a master's degree. It takes time to get the things that are worth it. And Omar Ken, a motivational speaker, he said in one of his conferences that says patience is a virtue, in January 23, 2013, those who master patience become more successful than those who can't. Why? Because they know that waiting for long-term gratification is much better than accepting temporary gratification. Again, guys, what is worth having has a price of time. It may be hard, but while you're waiting to have that gratification and that pleasure and that self-rewardance, you're creating yourself to be virtuous. And in conclusion, as you can see, there's many obstacles when you're trying to achieve your long-term goal. There's going to be things that want to bring you down. But as Abraham Lincoln set the example for us, that even though there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be failure, don't give up. Because the success is in perduring and staying there and always fighting, because eventually that goal you're striving for, you will accomplish it. As I mentioned before, I said there's going to be obstacle, but there's rewarding that you will gain throughout you're trying to accomplish your long-term goal. The reward is that you will create yourself to be a motivational person. You will create mental toughness, and you will call yourself virtuous. But overall, what you get out of those long-term goals are things that no one can ever take away from you. And those are the rewarding things. And who doesn't want to feel self-fulfillment? I encourage you to take into consideration of setting yourself for long-term goals. Try it. I started. What about you? My name is Aleyrys Lantigua.